righty. Welcome in Ada Nation, day number 1, RareEvo special. Let me know first and foremost if you guys can hear me. I'm sitting down with Raul de Benedettis from the Nuvola project. We're going to have a string of lineups here for today's stream. I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. Again, we are at day number 1 of RareEvo. We've got the official VIP section right in front of us. Raul, welcome in. How you doing today, man?
Good, man. Everything's good. I'm enjoying it. A lot of great projects here. Finally get to put faces to names and profile pictures, so it's nice.
Solid. I just want to make sure here that everybody's able to hear me loud and clear, guys. Everybody in the chat, please just let me know how are we coming in. Hopefully there's not a lot of background noise. I know there's a lot of things going on here. Crazy enough, we've actually got a drone right above us shooting some content here. So without any further ado, Raul, I mean, how's day number 1 been so far for you? What has been the highlight of RareEvo?
It's been amazing, honestly, just to see projects that I've been following for years in the same room as us, and we're also able to represent Cardano now fully, like with our own project in Nuvola. It's a full circle moment for me. It's honestly humbling, I gotta say.
Yeah, I just had you on the channel not too long ago. You know, we've discussed quite a bit. I'll go and just take a minute to plug that in here. But you're here with the full team. You know, so this is the first event. You know, that you guys are here in person. What would you say has been maybe like the biggest learning point for you guys so far? I know we're still only at day number 1.
Honestly, I think the big takeaway for me is networking, knowing who's who, like from what projects, like doing a little more homework next time as to try to find the founders and who they are. But I'm having people come up to me and be like, Raul, oh my God, I don't know who it is at the moment, which I'm still like, kind of new to this, but it's been humbling and amazing, man. Like it's really like special to be here.
I feel like I've sort of gone through a very similar thing, right? And so just for the viewers that are tuning in here, we are live at RareEvo. We're starting to get a little bit of a crowd building up there at the VIP section, but coming in as a creator, I get so many comments, people reaching out to me, etc. And a lot of them I've never been able to meet in person. So this has been a really good opportunity to shake their hands. And they come up to you and you're like, okay, who? And I say this in the nicest way, like, who are you, right? But a lot of really solid conversations. I've met people that have supported me on the channel for a really long time. So that said, I want to take an opportunity to just thank everybody who's tuned in here so far. We've got Lord, we've got Brody, we've got Wim, Corey, we've got Gregor, Solid Exteriors, we've got Didi. I can't thank you guys so much for tuning in here. All right, Nuvola. You guys continue to grow. You guys continue to expand. You guys have just added new team members. What's on the horizon?
Ooh, oh man, what can I speak on? What can I not speak on? On the horizon, the immediate horizon, we just solidified our partnership with World Mobile. So our next batch of nodes, we're going to be acquiring in a couple weeks when their next Pakistan batch goes live. So we're excited about that. But I'm really excited about Nuvola Drive. That's coming to the finish line. We're going to have a public beta soon, within the next 45 days, I want to say. We're really pushing for that. But I think that's really going to start to solidify our first step into the real Web 2 world as an independent company, right? We have a lot of partnerships, which are amazing, and we're running operations. But this Nuvola Drive is our essential like firstborn child of a product that's all in-house and independent to us. So we're going to be able to step out and put a physical product in someone's hands, which is really special to me. So that's in the immediate future of what we're looking forward to. And then obviously C-Hub is working in the background. A lot of advancements there with Ada Anvil on it. And we're trying our best to make a speaker presence at the Cardano Summit. So we're working and seeing if we can make that a possibility.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. And again, you and I have spoken offline. You guys have grown so quickly. It's been very impressive to watch. Hopefully you guys are able to shake hands out here, meet people, make connections, and really network and take advantage of that. I try to tell people to show up to these events. Obviously, there's a cost, right? You got to pay for the tickets, etc. And you're coming with a full team. But I think the experience, the recognition, and the fact that like you're showing people that, like you're putting your money where your mouth is will pay dividends compared to the initial cost that you're paying to just show up here.
Absolutely.
You know?
I think there's nothing more powerful than physical presence, right? We have investors and people in our community that they come in, and I think the first thing they're looking for is validation. Excuse me, not validation, but credibility from the team, saying, all right, who are these guys? Like, can I find them on social media? Like, what's their presence like? Are they real people? And that's the first step, right? Coming in person and shaking someone's hand. I think it further solidifies their trust into like what they've invested in. And us, right? And I take pride in that.
No, you definitely should. You definitely should. So I want to take an opportunity for everybody who's watching. We've got over 130 watchers. Please, please, please ask any Nuvula question that you guys have. I'll keep Raul up here for a couple more minutes. We do have a sort of crowd building up here. We've got Philip DeSaro, who's actually standing on the right-hand side. We'll bring him up here in just a minute to talk a little bit about Anastasia Labs, etc. Hydra as well. But then we also got Rob there from World Mobile. So I'll maybe just pose a question to you while we're waiting for a little bit of feedback here from the community. What has maybe been one of the biggest challenges that Nuvula has faced so far? I know that you mentioned earlier you were on a Twitter space speaking with a couple of other people, and they were asking you things that you maybe haven't always been asked about. So like moving forward, having been here now, like what is sort of like the next thing to take you guys to the next level?
So one of the toughest questions that was recently asked was, how do you maneuver or position yourself if some of your partners fail at what they do, right? Because technically our operations are dependent on their success. If they succeed, our operations are fruitful and we can obviously pay back our dividends to our stakers and whatnot. But I think just to drive it further home again, Nuvula Drive is going to separate us, where we are now no longer dependent on someone else's success and innovation. We are innovating in our own realms. And I think bringing that forth to life is going to be, oh man, we're so close. I'm so excited. But it's going to be a full circle moment for Nuvula, because in just a short amount of time, we've been able to accomplish so much. We've ruffled a lot of feathers by showing what delivery should be looking like, right, and how it can be done. And I think we're going to continue to keep stepping forward aggressively and learn as we, like I said in one of our recent interviews too, innovation is happening 3 steps in front of our steps, right? So we take a step and things are changing. Technology is changing in front of our very feet. So it's about being adaptable and being able to maneuver this industry, right? On my interview today, it was, what was your transition like from legacy, being in the engineering world, to coming into crypto full time? And I said, in the legacy systems, everything is slow. It takes forever for change to happen. When it does, it's big, but it's slow. In crypto and in Web3 space, innovation happens in a heartbeat. And if you're not innovating and moving forward at a rapid pace and evolving, you're doomed to fail. So one thing that I pride ourselves on is our ability to keep maneuvering and keep evolving so rapidly.
Yeah, well, nicely stated. You've got 2 questions actually here before I'll give you an opportunity to give us some final thoughts. So this is coming in from 56 Hopper Road. What will the payouts from the World Mobile nodes be in? You guys recently invested in Air Node batch number 2, drop number 1.
Yes, we did it. Got an Apex and 5 links. So the exact dollar amount, I'm not sure of, but I know there's a calculator on the World Mobile website that shows the current payout estimates for each node. So I highly recommend people go there. I'm not keeping tabs on the dollar for dollar value of each node at the current moment, but they are prosperous. They're fruitful. The ROI, I believe, is about 9 months on the Apexes, so we'll be able to make back the initial investment. But that's what it is right now, right? As more users come online, those ROIs start to shrink in time, meaning we might make back the money in 3 months, and then we're profitable then after. So the calculator is out for World Mobile. I highly recommend everyone go check that out there.
Perfect. We got one last question here coming in from Shuban. How come Nuvula isn't listed on CoinMarketCap? So I think you guys may need to actually put in the application, but I'm sure this has maybe come up before.
Yes. So the only reason we haven't is because we haven't gotten around to it. Not to mean like be dismissive about it or anything, but every single one of our dollars we've put to good use and good capital, in operations. And we didn't want to kind of rush the listing processes and everything like that. We wanted to make sure that our operations are set, we're growing, we're prospering, we're maturing. I was just talking to Syed, our co-founder, last night. It's time to get on CoinMarketCap. So I think it's an application and a fee. We'll pay it, and we should be up there within the next week or 2, honestly.
Dude, thank you so much for being the first guest here. Any closing or last thoughts you want to share with the community?
No, if you're here at RareEvo, stop by our booth. I'm here to answer any all questions. We're taking photos. We have some shirts that we're handing out to the public. So just come on by.
I actually got one of those shirts, double XL. I don't know how big Raul thinks I am, but I'm not that big. I appreciate the compliment, Raul.
Dude, thank you for having me.
Pleasure you having me on, man.
We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir. Take care for now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have, I believe it'll be Philip DeSaro joining us here from the Anastasia Labs team. Now, while he's getting ready to jump in here, Raul, if you wanna go ahead and get Philip pinned up, we'll get him here rolling. So guys, give me just a second here. If you guys are just tuning in, please share the stream. I definitely do appreciate it here. We are live from RareEvo. Again, we're starting to get a crowd. Philip, we're going to get Philip on, please. Perfect.
Philip? Yeah. Okay.
And then we also got, let's actually see, we've got Josh, LGC here from Late Game Crypto. So Josh, once we wrap up with Phil, if you want to jump on, we can. All good, all good. All right, next we've got Philip Desara. Welcome in, man.
How you doing?
I am great.
It's good to see you again.
Likewise, ladies and gentlemen, let us know if you guys can hear Philip okay. Just want to make sure that everything is good. Maybe kick things off here with just a brief intro about you. I mean, I've had you on the channel multiple times now. We've talked about Anastasia Labs, but you're a very technical person here representing Anastasia Labs. How's the experience been here so far?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's nice to put a face to all these people that I've talked to online, and yeah, no one ever looks like what you expect, and yeah, it's just nice. It's great to see also the community's in full force, like everyone's having fun.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Being here, representing Anastasia Labs, you guys are now working on Midgard, a layer 2 scaling solution. How are things going on that front?
Yeah, it's been super exciting. We've got a ton of feedback from teams. The community in general has been really incredibly supportive. We've seen a lot of ways it can interact with existing projects and help grow the ecosystem. So yeah, it's just made us more excited to go back and, get cracking again 8 hours a day.
Now, you typically do a lot of audits. Branching out with this Midgard proposal, it seems like Anastasia is going in a separate direction. Are there any other sort of initiatives you guys are working on? Like, what else is in the pipes for Anastasia Labs?
Yeah, we're still expanding our open source production grade libraries. We really were founded with the vision of increasing the availability of open source code and making it easier to onboard teams into Cardano, and to give a valid reason of like, okay, if you're a new team, okay, where am I going to build, Ethereum or Cardano, right? We want to provide the reasons to come to Cardano, right? And that means making the developer experience better, having examples that you can build from, lowering the cost to actually get your idea into production. So of course we're going to keep focusing on that, and we'll continue to do audits, but the pace is going to slow down because our focus has shifted towards Midgard.
Got it. Thank you for that. Interesting comment coming in here from Hopper Road. Talking about the DDoS attack, stating Philip, the legend who took from the DDoS attack. And what's crazy is Charles actually mentioned this on stage in his opening speech today. Take us through that entire process, waking up, seeing the network jammed, right? It wasn't halted, it was slowed down. But how do you go from seeing that to writing the script and figuring things out for some of us non-technical people? Break that down for us if you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, this was a real testament to not only me, but to the developer community in Cardano. It showed through decentralization, not only at the tech stack level of the nodes and the SPOs, but also of the community response, right? Because you get an ecosystem like Solana, or other ecosystems where you end up in a situation where something affects the network and you have to get involvement from the founding entities to resolve this, right? This, I feel like, is one of the first situations where it didn't require any coordination with the founding entity. The community came out in full force, and were able to stop the attack and even take funds from the attacker in the process. It was a really special experience. And it was only possible because the technical community that we have is so great.
And I mean, you've been a contributor to that. Really thankful for what you've done. We've got some more comments here coming in. Way to go. People starting to now follow you there on X. As we get ready to wind things down here, again, want to thank you for your time. Any maybe sort of last thoughts or want to share with the community?
Yeah, I just want to say right now is probably the single most exciting time to be involved in the Cardano ecosystem. One, because we have so many revolutionary products coming out, revolutionary tooling in terms of the functionality of the chain. We have this ZK components coming out with ZK Fold, with a chain fork. We have Midgard, the first layer 2, and framework for layer 2s. We have this partner chain framework. All of these things, right, are going to bring massive growth potential. And also on the developer tooling side and on the why build on Cardano side, we've finally gotten to a point where amount of money and time investment as other blockchains. The tooling is really good. We have Aiken, we have Lucid, So yeah, I mean, I can't imagine a better time to be involved in the ecosystem.
No, thank you. As I get ready to let you go, we got an interesting question coming in from Lion Crew. Any way for people to invest in Midgard?
So we've been very focused on growing the ecosystem and helping retail, and we want to make sure that and from the start, we've never taken any money, we've never sold tokens, we've done contracting work, and we've done catalyst proposals and delivered. And we want to keep it in line with this. So we're not going to do a token release or any NFTs or anything until we have something on mainnet and we make sure the community is happy with it. On testnet, we have an MVP up that people can mess around with, and at that point, obviously we'll open the doors.
Phil, can't thank you enough. I appreciate you
again
jumping
as well.
in here, and I look forward to catching up with you.
And thank you so much for all these interviews. A lot of the time it's hard for people to get involved in the technical stuff, like the ZK stuff, and it sounds really cool. But if you're a retail investor, you might not know what's going on. But you've been doing a great job at
thank you.
Bringing it to the consumer and
thank you.
Passing it around. So
thank you. That means a lot. Take care for now. All right, everybody. Let's take a look here. We're starting to build up a crowd here. So as you guys can see, there are a few members here sitting at the VIP area, tuning in. We did see Josh from Lake Game Crypto not too long ago. We also do have George, who's building out Hydrazoa. So very technical member here. He's about to get mic'd up. He's going to jump on here.
Okay.
Josh from Lake Game Crypto, are you interested in jumping on?
So it's going to get very personal, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
We're getting a couple of people mic'd up, guys. While that's going on, please take the time to share this out. I definitely do appreciate that. We've got George. Welcome in, man. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Good. I think we'll start off pretty lightly. How's RareEvo day number 1 so far?
Oh, it's going great. I kind of slept in through the morning stuff, showed up at around 10:30, feeling refreshed, feeling hydrated, and ready to go.
Gotcha. So you're a little bit taller than I expected. I just want to make sure, are we good on framing for him here? Because he's a little bit taller than I think everybody else that's jumped in.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get that camera set up. While that's getting set up, you were recently just funded for Hydrazoa. Do you mind breaking down what Hydrazoa is and where this plays in? Because IOG has a dedicated booth for Hydra.
Yeah.
So give us the breakdown.
So Hydrazoa is a project that's trying to push the features of Hydra even further. Whereas Hydra right now is in a kind of stable state. People have already started building on it. They're constrained in what kind of experimentation they can do to really push the envelope. Hydrazoa is completely free from those constraints because I'm basically starting from scratch. I can do things that are radically different, still keeping within the same, general philosophy and, high level, design trade-offs, right? But really pushing some features that Hydra wish it could have. And I'm constantly in conversation with the Hydra team, Sebastian and Trim, the others, and it might very well be the case that the stuff that I might get myself and the Hydrazoa team, we might get to pioneer and Hydrazoa will just make its way into Hydra further down the line.
Okay,
right?
so
they're not separate projects.
Right. And I just had Trim on the channel, and he gave you a lot of kudos. I have to ask, there's been talks about Doom. Have you gotten an opportunity to check that out yet?
Actually, I did. I got a sneak peek yesterday, but I'm going to be rolling by their booth right after this interview.
What are your initial thoughts? Because you're technical. So from understanding that like each frame that's being shown on screen is being processed as a transaction to being able to open up as many Hydra heads as you want, like what has maybe stood out to you the most from a tech perspective?
Just the volume of transactions that they're pushing through this thing, right? Every frame, right? Like they're just constantly pushing things through this Hydra head. It's pretty incredible. All of this is going through a Cardano ledger that exists on layer 2, like in this Hydra head that's running this Hydra Doom. That's pretty incredible, and that bodes really well for the types of applications that we'll be able to build in the future, right? Yeah.
Solid. So I want to maybe shift back to Hydrazoa as we get ready to wind things down here. From a timeline perspective, you've now been funded. What comes next? How long does this take to really build out? And then when can the community get their hands on it?
Right. So this past month has been a lot of planning and reporting. Catalyst has a certain process that you have to go through to describe your milestones in pretty detailed text. Get those approved. There's a feedback process there, and eventually your reviewers are happy with you, and you can get funded and kick off the project. However, so while we were doing that in parallel, we didn't wait. We got started right away, and we're working on that first milestone. So first milestone is very much about like, let's finish up the specs. Get some of those more lower level details in place, so that when the dev team gets into full gear, they have a clear idea of what we're implementing, basically a map of the whole thing. And then so after that, we're going to be doing all the on-chain work. L1 on-chain work. Then we're going to build the off-chain data systems and ledgers and stuff. Then it's the messaging protocol, and then we kind of bring it all together and really try to make it work as good as possible. I mean, at the end of the day, this is still only going to be a prototype MVP. It's not going to be a full-fledged production-ready thing, but it will be like, there will be enough capability there that people like the Hydra project are going to be able to evaluate and see, all right, so these sort of ambitious things that Hydrazoa set out to do, they work out actually pretty well in practice. So we may want to like kind of start merging that into Hydra proper, right? And then other projects are going to be like, okay, we can see how Hydrazoa works. We like it. We want to try building our product directly on Hydrazoa and doing something. Plus, it'll give us an opportunity to see, okay, where do we go next? What I predict what we'll do next after Hydrazoa is networking Hydrazoa heads. So right now, Hydrazoa is only about building a single state channel with some group of people that can run transactions really quickly between themselves, with a lot of flexibility of bringing funds in and out and changing the composition of the people here. But what we need to do is be able to create multiple of these and then network them together, so that if you have participants in common between two Hydrazoa heads or multiple ones, you can now start routing funds through this in a similar way to how Bitcoin Lightning does it. Right? But in addition to routing simply funds, there's a lot of other interesting things that you can do because of the isomorphic ledger that we have in both Hydrazoa and Hydra. So I'm excited to see kind of where that heads to next.
You've mentioned so many things I want to respond to. For the sake of time, I can only respond to a couple of them. I really would like to get you on the channel to do a discussion or comparison between the Bitcoin Lightning Network and Hydra. I know that they both work very, very similarly. And then number two, you have a lot of technical experience, which obviously shines just through the way that you speak. I've met a lot of your former coworkers from Mlabs here at this actual event. Now, I would not be surprised if what you're building, as you mentioned, ends up getting added to like the core Hydra code, and maybe you join IOG. So I don't know if that's maybe something that's crossed your mind.
Well, the beauty of Cardano is that you don't have to join IOG to be a core contributor, right? Cardano has evolved to the point where we don't necessarily need to stick to the training wheels of working for the big three, IOG, Cardano Foundation, or Mergo, to be building Cardano itself, or like the important infrastructure, such as L2 things for it. We can actually do it as, I can still stay independent and be a very good contributor to these things, or I can join Anastasia, or I can just collaborate with them, collaborate with TXPipe, right? It's it's very fluid now.
The possibilities are endless. No, George, I want to thank you for your time. I look forward to having you and Phil back on the channel in the future to discuss Midgard, Hydrazoa, and just the state of Cardano.
Absolutely.
Again, I want to thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your conference.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Josh from Lake Game Crypto, and then right behind we've got Viva La Coin, and then we've also got Rob from World Mobile. So they're getting mic'd up right now. We're gonna probably adjust some of these mics here, but hopefully you guys are able to hear me okay. Let me know if you guys are not, and I'll try to take care of things. I know the internet is not necessarily the best here, but thank you all for tuning in. Take a minute. Number one, hit that thumbs up. Number two, please, if you guys can share this out, it really makes a difference here. Really brought all of my equipment here to make this happen. Without any further ado, we've got Josh from Lake Game Crypto. I've got one quick thing. Is he good? They're gonna get something rolling with him real quick. But we're gonna have him tuning in here. If there's any other projects that you guys would like to see interviewed, let me know. Take a look at the official RareEvo booth map. There are a lot of them here in-house. Can I just make one quick request? Can we just shift that entire table so it's not getting too much of his profile? But let's just also make sure that, he's still the only person in the frame. So while that's getting set up here, Josh, welcome in. How are you, man?
I'm doing fantastic. This is neat. This is dope. got the whole special treatment here.
We all have to level up.
Yeah, right?
Thank you for taking the time to join me
It's
here.
my pleasure.
I really appreciate it. Now, you're official with Cornucopias.
I am,
You know, how are things going? Are we good? How are things going?
Fantastic. No, so the what's been really nice about being here in person is that like it's there's a lot of Cardano fans that show up here, but it's different than Consensus. You know, at Consensus we're talking to a lot of people that have never heard about Cornucopias at all.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what we're all about. So it's been really nice being able to talk to a mix of people that have heard about who we are, and talk to people that haven't heard about us, because it kind of adds that credibility by being in person with that experience of like, you know, you're having a conversation with somebody that's new, but then just a couple, you know, people over, somebody's talking about, oh, I've been a big fan of you guys since the very beginning. I own all of your NFTs. It makes it feel more real. They're like, oh, this project does have a fan base. And it helps those new people to really understand that like there's something real that's being built here. There's a community behind it, and there's something interesting.
So you mentioned the word community.
Yeah,
I know Cornucopias takes that to heart.
definitely.
You guys have added some new members.
Yeah.
Right. Do you mind maybe talking about how that experience has been now that you guys are expanding, growing, and really pulling from the community?
Yeah. No, it feels like we're our main team is becoming just like composed of mostly the community. Like the Cornucopias team is absorbing the community, and I'm a perfect example of that. You know, creating content about this project for 2 years,
Yes.
and now I'm on the team now. We've got Kobe Board, you know, who's been creating content about it. Scruffy, that's been creating content about it for years, and now they're here contributing to it. We were hanging around the pool the other day and just talking about what a surreal experience it's been and how grateful we are to be involved in the project that we all know and love, and contributing to driving it forward. So.
Yeah, no, that's impressive. And again, kudos to the both of you guys. Started, I mean, literally, I won't say from the bottom, but like you guys started as regular average members.
Yeah.
Now you guys have the booth set up. I stopped by earlier. There's a lot of engagement.
Yes.
Any information about the build? What's available at the actual booth right now?
Yeah, so at this booth, this is the first time that we're displaying Solace, which is my first time seeing it yesterday. And I walked around for like an hour and a half and probably only got through maybe a 12th of the whole world that's being built within this build. I've been trying to get the team to advertise more the sheer size of the in-game universe, and now we actually have something to demonstrate. Like that's what's happening here. It's nice coming to these events because I can tell people things that we wouldn't really display in like official Cornucopias marketing messaging. But like when I tell people in person here, they're like, we're going to be 25 times the size of GTA 5 by the end.
Hold on. That's a big claim right there, Josh.
It is, yes.
GTA 5?
GTA 5 is approximately something in the ballpark of, I want to say, 62 to 70 square kilometers.
That's huge.
By the end of Cornucopias' roadmap, we're going to be 1,862 square kilometers.
Wow.
And that's including Toledo Valley and each of the 12 zones and the three domes that come with each individual zone.
So you know what you've just done, right? Like you've literally signed Cornucopias up for a huge, I guess, I don't know what the right word to even call it is. But you set the expectation there now.
Well, so they've committed to it already. They just haven't expressed the numbers, and that's really what I've been trying to get them to push. I really love talking with people, and that's the thing that piques their ears. See, like what just happened here, where you're like, hold on a second, 25 times the size of GTA 5. Those are the kinds of conversations that we can have at conferences like this. And you know, soon the community will be able to get their hands on Solace and really see what that looks like, you know, what that feels like.
Right.
You get lost in this place, and it's a huge in-game universe that's going to come with an incredible amount of gaming experiences, and every gamer that's out there is going to be able to step into the Cornucopias universe and feel like there's something for them to experience, because we've got the size for it. So we may as well put some stuff in there.
I'm excited for you guys. Continue to build and release. As a creator, I mean, it's really tough for me, and I'm sure you can also relate, between life, pets, family,
Right.
you know, work.
Yeah.
and then having the time to like be able to jump into the coin universe, like I want to do that so much more, but I'm also juggling so many things.
Yeah.
Now I think I need to do that because it's therapeutic, helps you to break away from crypto and all of sort of like the minutia. But I would definitely love to set something up. I raced with Rob last event. I got smoked.
Yeah.
It just showed how bad I was. I think you kept up though. You did a really good job. You kept up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what's next in terms of like activities or just releases that the community can look forward to?
So within this next few months, and this is kind of some stuff that I'm just finding out on this trip. Just me being on the Cornucopias team doesn't mean that they tell me everything, but I'm finding out some things here. This next 6 months is going to be unbelievably exciting. There's going to be new things for the community to get their hands on, things that gamers will actually be interested in. So it's I'm really excited about what's happening this year, and the things that we're going to release just based on what we've displayed here at this conference. I think the community is going to be pretty blown away by it.
No, I'm excited by it, and maybe as we get ready to close down, I mean, you obviously creating a lot of content before Cornucopias. You still are.
Yeah,
I've actually seen a new series within the Cornucopias official account where like you were talking about RuneScape.
Yeah,
people selling player accounts. Like I go back to that. What's the future for Late Game as a channel?
I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm committed to what I do because I'm passionate about it. I want to keep contributing to the Cardano community. I want to keep contributing to the projects that I've made relationships with. I've consistently over the years kept my channel at a sustainable workflow so that I can do other things, because I've always juggled a full-time job along with it. I'm married, so like I've always juggled my relationship with my wife and made sure to prioritize that, obviously.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, so I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I put out 2 videos a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's my schedule.
And you're consistent. Like I saw a video go up, I think it was yesterday.
It was, yeah. Whenever these conferences happen, I always have to pre-record that stuff and then publish it. Make sure that's scheduled to release ahead of time. So yeah, it's sustainable. I can keep doing what I'm doing forever, as far as I'm concerned.
No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. All right, last thing here, we got a member from Moneta USDM there. The land grab.
Yeah.
Anything about that?
The team has consistently talked about wanting to do that within the next 1 to 2 months approximately, or at least as far as releasing Solace to people. I get the feeling, though, that like the community is going to want to push that because the sheer in-game size of just Solace and the amount of time that it takes to explore that and really be familiar with it, I think the community is going to want more time to explore the universe and understand everything that's happening. The future of the land grab is imminent. We could launch it. It's just about ready to prepare to launch. But I think people are going to want more time.
Thank you, Josh, and I apologize. I'm like multitasking to infinity here. I'm trying to get people up here.
Yeah.
Trying to do the switching live here, the comments.
Yeah.
There is a lot of stuff going on here. So I definitely do appreciate you jumping in here, talking Cornucopias. I know Rob and Josh are actually on stage right now.
They are, yeah.
So I'm going to try to get them down here for Kopi Cafe number 100.
Yeah.
It's crazy how quickly time flies. Those guys have been killing it. They're creators in their own sense. But that said, I'll let you go, Josh. I'm going to be stopping by the Cornucopias booth. And thanks for jumping on.
Absolutely.
It means a lot. It means a lot. Thank you all, guys, again, for tuning in here. Appreciate you all. I'm going to see if we can get Rob and then Viva. You're still good? Thank you for waiting, man. Thank you for waiting. It means a lot. So I'm about to get Rob on right now from World Mobile. We are actually getting ready for lunch, so we're probably going to take 1 or 2 more people here. We're going to grab some lunch. After lunch wraps up, I'll probably go live again. So if you're already here and you want more of this content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. It means a lot. Number 2, please make sure to go ahead and share this out. And the number 3, comment and engage. It's one of the best ways to support me as a content creator. All right, we've got Rob in the house from World Mobile. Come on in, man.
Hey,
dude. Oh, how you feeling? And you can go and tighten up on him right there. Yep, make sure it's nice and tight. That way when he's speaking, I'll jump over to you. Sorry, go ahead.
It's nice to sit down. Standing and walking, my feet hurt, my back hurt. I'm getting old, Fareed.
Dude, you don't look old. Now, you are a trooper when it comes to World Mobile. We've got Mickey in the house. We've got Clover in the house. We've got Charles, James Tag. I mean, you name them, they are here.
Everyone's here.
How does that feel?
this is, I mean, we've been building for this. I mean, everything that we've been doing with the Alliance, everything we've been doing on our live streams with YouTube, with you and DAP Central. Speaking of Clover, there he is right there.
Hold on. I'm about to switch to the booth cam. So we've got Clover in the house. Clover, you're on stream. Go ahead and wave to the camera. There you go. You'll pop up here in just a second. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that, Rob. Go ahead. How's everything been, man?
You know, with this is what we've been building towards since last year. And I remember we had RareEvo last year, and then we had NFTLV in a short amount of time between the two. And I was talking with Mickey, and I was talking with Emmanuel and Charles from World Mobile at Las Vegas. And they're like, so Rob, when are we going to see you again? I said, next year at Rare. And then I realized that's so long away. I got sad because I just love these guys so much. They're it's not a company I like. These are people that I truly care about. And so knowing that I wasn't going to see them, it was like I started brainstorming, how can we do meetups or how can we do something else? And it's like, if nothing else, we got to make this thing epic. We got to build for Rare for next year. And so we've been doing everything with the live streams, with the X Spaces, with trying to get more people involved in the Alliance and just more people knowing about World Mobile. And so this is almost a year in the making. And it's so good to see everybody. I mean, even Cal, my partner, guys that, we work together. We talk on the phone 3-4 times a week. Fareed, we talk on the phone. We text. We do live streams every other weekend. I haven't seen you since last October. And so get to see everybody that you're building with, you're working with, you're growing with, you care about. It's like, it seems like it's such a big weekend. It's daunting, but at the same time, it's like it's going to be over so fast.
Right.
So you want to take in every minute of it. You don't want to sleep, even though your back hurts. You don't want to walk around and because you don't want to miss anything because your feet are, But it's like you have to do all this stuff because who knows when we're going to see each other next. Especially with Rare and NFTLV combining and only having the one thing here other than the summit. I mean, take it all in, and then we're going to build back even much bigger and better for next year because this is the event. This is where, until we get our own World Mobile Summit, this is where it's going to be.
Dude, and you're so right about that. I tell people there's 2 events that you have to show up to, the Summit and RareEvo. Now, for anybody who's American, RareEvo is like 100% must because you get to meet all of the founders, all the people that you've been following on Twitter, engaging with, whatever the case is. And so it's extremely exciting for me to see the whole World Mobile team here, but then also the World Mobile Alliance that you represent. Now, this year you guys have something that I think is your first ever booth here.
Yes.
How's the reception been? I actually walked by earlier. You guys did a really good job. Like, if I didn't know anything else, I would have thought you guys were like the official World Mobile booth.
Well, in a way we are. So we got really, really lucky. RareEvo actually gifted us the booth. And so thank you to RareEvo. You guys are amazing. They saw the community activity. We were founded 2 years ago at Rare Bloom in Denver. And we had a meetup last year. We bringing in dozens and dozens of people that are flying from all over the world to be here. And so they saw the activity. They saw the engagement. They said, this is the most active community. We love this community. We want to give you guys a booth, which is Cal and me. What are we going to do? This is very exciting, but also very hard to process. And so we told World Mobile this. They gave us a booth, and we have our own community booth next to the World Mobile booth. And as things went on, they said, you know what? Last year, they flew Cal and I to Vegas to run their booth for them. They said, hey, you guys are the community guys, but we want your help. We want our team to be free to do meetings and other things. So can you guys be our go-tos at the booth? And so they've done that before. This year, they've turned everything over to us. They said, we're not going to have a booth. We're going to sponsor the event with Wi-Fi. And we're going to do a few more things for the event. Mickey's going to be speaking. But as far as booth goes, the community booth is because they want World Mobile. We are the community. We are the company. It's everything that we're doing. They want the community to push and build out. And Mickey said this. He wants to be able to back away and let the thing run with the community groups, people like Mav 100, people like the Alliance, different groups that are taking ownership and pushing this network. And so they're starting it, and they're putting their money where their mouth is. They gifted us some money to make some really cool merch, but otherwise they're supporting our booth. They don't have their own. So we are the official representation for World Mobile. which is
Yeah,
that's pretty
it's
cool to think
impressive.
about.
It's impressive, and I think it's a testament to the amount of dedication, effort that you put into making this happen. Like this didn't happen overnight.
Right.
I mean, you're grinding in the Discord. You're helping everybody else. Like you're doing the World Mobile Alliance spaces every other week. You're streaming with me on the channel every other week. So like every week you're doing something for World Mobile. Like literally.
In a way, we say, hey, the Alliance is streaming, but we're on DApp Central because you are a part of the Alliance. You are one of the leaders of the Alliance, but you also have your own brand, which is how we have 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 people watching us live every weekend. They wouldn't do that if they were watching the Alliance YouTube space. They're doing it because of DApp Central and the hard work that you've done. And so that's why we love to say, hey, we are part of the World Mobile team working forward with Fareed, but it's a DApp Central thing. But in a way, it's also an Alliance thing as well because you are a part of that Alliance. And so we love doing it. We love the space. And I can't tell you the amount of feedback that we've gotten at the booth just today of saying, I watch you, Rob. I watch you, Cal, every week on YouTube as a Fareed's channel. And so even though you're over here live streaming and you're being mentioned over there, and everything that we have as far as facial recognition is because of what you provide us with the opportunity.
Thank you.
But the real cool thing, and for anybody watching this, what's really, really cool is we have a section over here. This is twice the size of the World Mobile booth where Fareed and I are sitting right now. Rare gave this to him. This is his media center. This isn't a shared space. This is the DApp Central Center where he's live streaming and doing things because of all the hard work you've done. I mean, you're the award-winning. You are the #1 influencer on Cardano. You won the award at the summit. Everybody knows you. You're growing, and they've recognized that just like they recognize the Alliance and with the booth. They've given you this entire space here, and so. I know that you're a humble guy, you're appreciative, but I just hope that this sinks in that how much people love you, how much that you do, and how much you matter to Cardano and to crypto and to everything that goes on with this massive group of communities coming together for Rare.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. That means so much. Again, the feeling is mutual. You've done just as much, and you've helped and contributed to my channel. Like I tell people all the time, like, the reason why I love to bring people along is because I am not a subject matter expert in everything. It would be silly for me to think that I know everything.
Right.
And so why I bring you and Clover on is because of the value you guys provide as well. So I just want to return the thank you. I definitely appreciate that.
Absolutely.
As we get ready to jump into lunch here, I know you've got other people waiting on you. Let's just quickly highlight Airnode batch number 2 selling out almost immediately.
Yes.
I think it was nearly 700 Airnodes between the Apexes and the links that went out. What are your thoughts? Did you participate? I know there's been talks about additional batches. Now, granted, nothing is official, but like, where does your mind go now, seeing how bullish the community is with the second batch?
So I think for this batch here, batch 2, release number 1, there's 166 total. I think there's 5 Apex and like 160 or so of the links. The Apex, I was told, were gone in seconds. In fact, I talked to one guy who said he was clicking and clicking, and he was in the second it opened. He was hitting the refresh button. He got the last one. It was like 7 seconds in. The link nodes went, all 160 so went in a total of 11 minutes. They were all reserved. And remember, these are things that have already been installed. So guys like Genzod, I don't know if you saw his tweet, but he goes, I just completed the paperwork and I already have revenue generation because these are already installed on customers' houses. As World Mobile is building their customer base and they're installing these things, they're immediately turning around and saying, we need to get these in the hands of our people. But they need to get them installed on the people's houses so there's immediate revenue. So those people in Reno that are demanding service are getting service right away. So they're as quick as they can get them on there in batches, they're putting them back out to us. I had a guy over there talking, Mickey was over there with, and he asked me the question. I turned it on Mickey. He goes, hey, when is the second part of batch 1 or batch 2 coming out? And Mickey said, we believe sometime in September. So there's a little bit of alpha there. Mickey said, plan on September, not sure on a date yet. But I said, Mickey, his follow-up question is, when is it going to go where, there's a 24 hours before the demand is so high that it's gone? And Mickey goes, I can't guarantee that because as people see the revenue coming in instantaneously from this, and they see how they're meeting these trigger points and they're getting their payback sooner, he goes, the demand is going to go up. It doesn't matter if we have 1,000 or 15,000 customers that have these things that we need to sell, because there's going to be a demand, especially if they release in these waves. People can regroup their money. It's a fight. It's a fight. People are trying to backdoor and find ways to get in and get these things because everybody wants them. It's a thriving thing. We're all looking for something that we can do and we can participate in and have an effect on somebody else positively while still profiting off of it as well. And there's a big, I've been telling people, there's a big difference between what World Mobile does and other investments do. And I'm not saying this is an investment, I'm not giving advice, but with World Mobile, we can buy into something and it's a sharing economy. So the person whose node this house is built, their building is on, they benefit from it. We're not pulling from the communities. You know, we're getting reimbursed. We're getting some rewards for investing in there and putting our time and our effort and our money to help these people. But we're not pulling out, and that's what I love. I mean, I fell in love with the Smart Village video, and knowing that I could buy a street lamp with basically a router and a Starlink and connect a village in Tanzania or Kenya. And it's like, you know what? But as these people buy this, and as they host these nodes, money stays there. I'm not pulling out of Africa. I'm not pulling out of Middle East or South America. I'm not taking from those communities. I'm providing an opportunity, whereas they can continue to earn, they can grow this, and they can keep it there themselves. And it's like, that's the difference here, is we can benefit, but we can benefit without taking or pulling or harming other people in the process. So that's why I love World Mobile so much, and that's what we're seeing here. That's why the demand is so high, is because people see there's a synergy there between altruism and taking care of yourself, taking care of your family, taking care of your needs as well, and getting ahead. And it's a synergy because it all comes together and it works for everyone's benefit. The only person that doesn't really benefit is the CEO of AT&T or Verizon or these other companies where we might be pulling customers away in time, So I love it. I love World Mobile, and I love the chance to be able to even just talk with you on camera. I love talking with you off camera, but this is the best, and I've missed you, and I'm glad I get to see you again.
I am glad that I get to see you again as well. We're about to jump into some lunch, and I'm definitely going to stop by, catch up. I definitely want to get like a post RareEvo breakdown of again how things have been received, etc. But I want to thank you, Rob, for jumping on here.
Yes.
As always, you're always getting a lot of love when you start to go. I think the community just likes you. The community likes you. Again, I think it's a massive showcase of what you've put in. A lot of people participate in Cardano from afar. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but you've been very vocal and you've been very active in the community. I think it's also beginning to show people recognizing you. So I want to take the time and the opportunity to say thank you for jumping on here and talking about World Mobile. And of course, we'll catch up again.
And anytime I can help you or push you or do whatever I can for you, I'm there for it. So thank you so much.
Thank you as well.
I love you, my friend.
Love you too, Rob. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've got one more jumping on. We've got Viva representing the NFT community. Shout out to Omens here. If you're an Omen holder, leave a comment down below. Viva.
What's up, brother?
Dude, how are you, man?
Here. That's for you.
Hold on. They've got to see this thing. Hold on. So this guy just brought on a super slick, I don't know if you guys can see that there, but it's a custom-made sticker, man.
That's it.
Thank you for that.
Shout out to Fart, because she helped design it. I'm not the most artistically inclined.
It gives me some GTA vibes.
Vice City.
GTA vibes. How are things going so far for you, man?
Typical conference. I'm like, I'm going to go around, catch up with everyone, do a round. And for an hour and a half, I was stuck by the door because every single person, I get caught up in some 5-minute long monologue, turn around, there's another person.
Yeah, I've gone through the same exact thing. And one thing I've learned from these conferences is you have to protect your time. There's been so many times.
It's impossible.
And you saw it yesterday. I walked right by you. And at one point, I just said, I'll swing back. Because if I keep stopping, I'm never going to get anything done. That said, I mean, the energy here is extremely high. What's been the highlight for you so far? I know we're still on day number 1.
I would say, and by the way, everyone on stream, what's up, peeps? Shout out to the Omen fam. But my highlight is one, consolidating RareEvo and NFTLV, because I'm still wearing the CNFT Con 2022 bracelet. Never took it off. But what irritated me about that was we wanted to go to Rare Bloom, which became RareEvo, and it was like 6 days apart. And I still work full-time outside of the space. You can't take 2 weeks of vacation for 2 events in 2 different cities. So to consolidate it together, get some other blockchains, a little more tech-oriented focus in, that is awesome. But then the second part is everything in the space is it gets tighter, and it's all like the negative things that people don't want, the filter out of the space and projects and different things. It becomes more of a community of people that have been around for a minute, that endured the market, that have an idea now of what they want to do, and their businesses are operational. So just to see them thrive and come together almost in this international office of people that work together or interoperate with each other, it's almost like a giant office get together in a way.
It really isn't. I love the vibes. Again, I tell people one thing the biggest thing I love about Cardano is the community. Yesterday, we had an awesome sort of like pre-party event taking place at the Omnia, I don't even know if it's a club or whatever you want to call it. But to see how Rare has stepped up, and Rob actually mentioned that earlier, like even this sort of setup we've got going on, right? I know there's some adjustments actually being made on camera. I do apologize for the shaking there. They don't know which cameras are live. But the quality and the community is huge. NFT projects, regular, projects, DEXs, DeFi,
Protocols,
USDM, they're all here. I actually met Wab.e. So he came into the community, and it seemed like he started a lot of drama. But when I tell you, when I met this guy in person, I would have never guessed that was him. And I think that as more people attend real life events, they realize it's not as hostile as it is online. When you're on Twitter and Discord and Reddit, there's so much negativity, so much hate there. When you show up to these events, people are pleasant to be around. So like, what are your thoughts about that and just the impact that, that has?
So he's probably walking around the event, but shout out Wob. He's a sweetheart. We just went out for hot dogs and stuff yesterday, just hanging out. Great guy. But I feel even around like Omen or like Nemo shaking the space a bit and kind of almost consolidating or diluting what people put out. And they're like, okay, just mirror it back into people. Everyone just expresses either frustration or complacency in where they're at. There's a lack of patience or maybe a little bit of understanding of how long either startups take or the market takes or broader implications of what is currently happening outside of that impacts it. But online, even with like Wob or certain people, you have to have some type of armor or insulation, either mentally or emotionally, to be able to get in a space where everyone's loud. Everyone's loud. My least favorite term in the entire space is KOL or key opinion leader. All these people that focus on engagement when it comes time to say something. No one has anything to say. No one knows what they're doing. Everyone's a little bit more self-serving on that end. So if you're actually building a company where you represent people, you have to cut through all that noise and be able to market it and sustain it and position yourself in a way that the space isn't necessarily geared towards. It's short attention span. 99% of all NFT projects, almost all protocols, even a handful of L1s every cycle wind up imploding or consolidating or running out of money. So it's a war zone in a way when you're trying to build that out and remain authentic and put yourself out there. And sometimes you have to have a little bit of edge.
Yeah,
and that's what it is. But in real life, everyone is nice. Everyone is kind. The people that come in, no one's taking the effort to fly out here to just talk crap to someone's face. It's a lot easier just to open up your phone, jump on a space and say something. But everyone that's here, that I feel like I've met just about everyone through the years.
You've been here for a while.
For a minute.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got to maybe just sort of shift the conversation a little bit. There's a lot of projects here. There are teams from the foundation. So we got, IOG here. I think Emergo is also here. There's Doom Hydra. Have you got a chance to check that out? Like, what's got you the most excited so far about the exhibitions here? I know there's also a lot of gaming projects this time around. So Reflex. There's another one, Cornucopias, of course. Something Ascent.
Yep, Genuine Games in Ascent Rock.
Yeah, like what's piqued your interest so far?
So I still haven't seen probably 2/3 of the conference because again, I get trapped in the same loop of seeing people and just get lost in conversation. I will say Genuine Games and Ascent Rivals, I'll give them a shout out. We're working with them in Omen. Shout out to Zero and Seb if they're watching this, but they put together an Omen gaming team and they were just a part of a tournament. They were making us some custom hoodies and different things. So shout out to Ascent Rivals. A lot of the other gaming side, like I love what Cornucopias is doing and Reflect. I'm just not a gamer myself. So I tend to err more on the side of, I was talking to a lot of the World Mobile people. My favorite project, and shout out to Nav because he's not here, but Igon. They have a booth. I got to stop over to them. Nuvula and all of their staking and almost like aggregation of the DPIN rewards. Talking to Riskit and those guys over there. That's exciting because CNFTCon was heavy skewed towards NFTs. And this is multiple different blockchains, multiple different parts of the sector, some of the protocols coming in. And I feel some of that co-mingling breaks people out of their comfort zone, or you get exposed to things that maybe, oh, I would never look at that chain or I would never expand in that direction. So I feel it's going to be good for people to expand their horizon and their network and the people that they meet.
Yeah. Okay. I have to ask this question. A lot of projects, and you mentioned this correctly, in the NFT space seem to have really struggled.
Mm-hmm.
What is the solution to get things back on track? Because I know you're very, very deep in the NFT community. You're aware of a lot of things going on there. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about what we can do to sort of bring back the nostalgia from 2021, 2022.
Ooh, that's a good one. So when you think about the nostalgia, it's nostalgic for some people, but in the majority of instances, it was speculation in a market that didn't exist, that didn't necessarily have its value proposition or its functional business model, the revenue side of things. So if anyone thinks about the dot-com bubble, there was tech companies and everything popping up left and right the same way that anytime there's a lot of liquidity in the space, everyone's launching a blockchain or doing airdrops and there's tokens everywhere. NFTs weren't really a focus of the sector. Sure, there were some like 2017, 18, like the old CryptoPunk stuff, but it wasn't really a focus. So when all these NFTs came up and all of that volume peaked around mid to late 21, it was all speculative hype and rarity of just the assets, and people made a lot of money. Or I'm not going to say made a lot of money, because shout out to the founders. Everyone's like, oh, they're just going and buying a yacht. Like the amount of money that goes in to paying a team or building out tech or hiring developers, it takes its toll on people, right? And all those funds go to something. But there was even in Cardano, it was $3 ADA. So a lot of money comes in. And with any startup, there's a certain window where you have an idea or a market fit, and then it takes a couple of years to scale it or to find the partnerships or to get into larger deals and permeate some type of market, where the NFT space didn't necessarily have an identity. It was just another sort of early speculative sector of crypto that eventually, for the people that saw it, they're like, oh, this is the early foundation of some types of real world assets, or like World Mobile Earth nodes or digital identity and DIDs. But at the time, a lot of that infrastructure wasn't there. So a lot of that value and nostalgia wasn't rooted anywhere that we can go back and say, hey, how can we get some of that back? Because those 99% of projects that have ceased to exist or just went down since early 22, you need to convince someone that, oh, here's a value proposition, where you know that you then have to go through however many assets that you have that people are going to offload the moment it starts to rise in price, because they're trying to recoup things and move on to a different narrative or a pivot. There's a lot of nuanced reasons as to why that's not just going to swing back. But what I think is going to occur, and where that value proposition is now that that sector of the market is starting to formulate its identity and how you can start to make functional business models, either fully on chain or things that you're doing, incorporate actual infrastructure, focus on DPIN, get the stake pools involved. Or we do a lot of art on Omen, but when you think about the space, the communities that are a part of it and the people and the PFPs, that was the representation of that. So putting the quality and focus in there is still an important part of that. So I think people need to find what is the identity of the space as a sector, a sustainable sector, and then if that nostalgia comes back, does it apply to the things that I initially thought were valuable because of that narrative, or is it going to start to exist where that value proposition is now aligned with a business or the startup that you initially believed in?
Yeah. Wow. I tell you this all the time, right? So when it comes to NFTs, you're obviously a wizard there. People can just hear it in the way that you speak, but you're also really up to date when it comes to like the macro market. We haven't had a catch up in a while. I know I reached out. Yeah, we'll get something scheduled. But I just wanted to take the time to say thank you, right, for jumping on here. I'd love to maybe carry on this conversation when I'm back home. You know, everybody's comfortable. We can talk about the state of NFTs. I know Cash is also here, and we've collabed.
Oh, yeah,
he's very heavy into the NFT space with his staking platform, et cetera, and all these different things that he's got going on there. But I really want to sort of dive into that because I think a lot of people feel like this. Excuse me, I don't want to say been let down, but they've bought NFTs and have really gone deep into it and haven't been able to see sort of the same adoption as like regular fungible tokens have had in the recent couple of months or maybe just even years, right? So I feel like the trajectory of NFTs and fungible assets have been completely different, and it's understandable. They serve different purposes. But I say all that to say that I think that this is a really good sort of intro to that conversation. I don't do a lot of NFT updates, but I know that you keep up with it very, very closely. So, Viva, it's been a good chat. I thank you. I know we've got lunch coming up here. I've got, I think, some of the Mlabs guys that'll be joining me here. I see we've got the Moose. Hold on, let's see here. We've got the Moose right there, man. He's staying loose. Give the camera a wave, Moose. And yeah, we'll be catching up here in just a minute. But Viva, I want to say thank you. We'll catch up again.
Always a pleasure.
Dude, likewise.
And we'll have to grab a beer or actually sit down for a second once things
For
calm
sure.
down today. Everyone on the stream, I'm not sure which way I'm looking. You guys are awesome. Best educational content. Always putting it out.
Thank you.
Authentic,
Thank you.
genuine,
Thank you.
thorough. I appreciate everything you do.
I appreciate you, Omen fam. Take care for now, Viva.
Take care.
All right. I believe we got one. Okay. We got somebody jumping in here from Mlabs. And then Moose, you want to close us out for the stream after Mlabs? Yeah. All right, so we've got Crypto Moose, who will also be joining us here. I've heard and I've gotten a lot of requests about projects to get them up on here. So there's been a request for Reflex. There's been a request for Smart Places. I'm gonna try and get all those guys on, but guys, it is about to be lunchtime and I am hungry. We've been going for about an hour. So if you guys have found any of this to be valuable, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. I really, really, really do appreciate that. But as soon as I eat, charge up, we'll jump back on, and yeah, I'll try to get all those other projects. So leave those down below, leave those in the live chat here as this stream is going out. All right, I need another introduction, if I may, please, and don't take that personally. It's been a lot of faces, a lot of names.
No, I'm from Mlabs. My name is Singhan. I'm one of the developers from Mlabs. I work on Liquid. I work on maintaining Plutarch. Visa Fees is another project we're working on. So those are the things I work on mainly.
Perfect. So Mlabs, you guys have contributed to a lot, and I mentioned this to you yesterday. You guys don't get the credit, or you guys don't get the credit that you deserve because you guys are sort of building in the background.
Yeah.
How many projects, I mean, is Mlabs supporting or have they worked on that you can sort of share about to really give people the scope of the impact of what you guys do?
Honestly, it's like uncountable. Like, I'm only on my section where I work on Liquid and maintaining Plutarch, which is a framework for writing on-chain scripts. But there are other projects like decentralized oracles, decentralized other projects. People from Clarity is also visiting. We are sending depths to Clarity. Like, I cannot list all of them off of my head, and there's a lot of projects we're working on.
Solid. Okay, so I've got to ask then, what is sort of like the focus for Mlabs right now?
Right now, we're working on catalyst proposals. Visa Fees was one of the catalyst proposal. We're happy to have that granted. Other client projects, fixed cost, fixed budget projects. We're just looking for interesting projects to work on.
Gotcha. So with the upcoming chain hard fork, how does that impact what you guys are doing?
I can only speak for Liquid currently because that's one of the projects I'm actually working on. But there was some troubles, but I think at the end we figured out pretty well. Uh, there was some changes on the node. Obviously, there was changes on all the subsequent programs that we use. So bumping each of them and making sure they work in well coordination was pretty difficult. But yeah, we figured it out and it works now.
Nice, nice. So I know you're here with the entire Mlabs team. Do you guys have a booth? What has sort of been the highlight so far for you guys as you guys are walking around checking out the event?
Oh, we have booth on RareEvo in Vegas here. Just come by. We have Starbucks that you can take one.
Starbucks?
Yeah, no Starbucks.
Oh,
the candy. Yeah.
Starburst.
Yeah.
I thought you said you guys have Starbucks.
No,
I'm like,
no,
man,
we
I'm
don't
surprised
have
they still have
Starbucks.
any of that left at this point of the day.
Yeah.
I need some right now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. What has been your highlight? You know, we heard from Charles earlier. He was talking about Midnight. We also heard from Aaron Barak. We've got Hydra and Doom back there. You know, there's a lot of gaming projects here.
Yeah.
What has you excited?
All the gaming projects looks really cool. They all have different ideas, different gameplays, and I love to see how they integrate blockchain into their projects. So I'd say gaming, all the NFT projects, they're all really cool to check out here.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, as we get ready to wind down, you know, anything that you want to share about Mlabs, what you're doing, Liquid, with the community, anything?
I'm working on Plutarch mainly. It's a really cool project. We give alternative framework to writing on-chain scripts. So check it out. All contributions are welcome. So yeah, please contribute.
No, thank you, and I look forward to having you on. I think it's Daniel who sort of got us in contact. So I'll be reaching back out to him, and I think there's also Ben, who's the founder, or maybe
Ben is our CTO.
The CTO, yeah. So I'll have you back on. I'll see if I can also get Daniel back on and Ben to really dive into the nitty-gritty of what Mlabs is doing and where the future is going for you guys.
Yeah, so I think Ben would give us a much better overview of.
You've done a great job.
Yeah.
You've done a great job, and I can't thank you enough for it. All right, as we get ready to wind down here, we've got one more person after you, but again, we'll be in contact. Take care for now.
See you later.
Cheers. All right. Let's see here. We have the Crypto Moose.
Should I get on?
Yes, sir. The moose is loose.
Dude, how's it going? Fareed.
Dude.
First time meeting in person.
And you know what? This guy looks great. I'll be honest. Don't take offense. When you first started creating content and I first saw you, you're like unrecognizable, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
Dude, you look amazing. How are you, man? First, I think
Good.
event that we've met and that you're
event.
participating in, right?
Yeah, first crypto event. This one's been nice.
How you enjoying it, man?
I've been enjoying it. I've met the Cornucopias team, a little bit of them, so I get to play the game. That was cool. I didn't realize on talking about Copy how big the world was.
Yes.
So that was cool. So
hold on, Josh from Late Game.
Yeah, we got Late Game.
Yeah, he's right there.
Should get him over.
Everybody's getting ready for lunch, so Josh is sort of just standing there. But Josh from Late Game said earlier that Cornucopias will be as big as GTA, I think 5?
I think bigger than 6.
I mean, that's huge.
It's going to come out before.
That's a huge sort of bar to meet.
Yeah.
That said, I mean, you've been creating a lot of content on Cornucopias. Now Dega, and then now Nuvola. I just had Raul on.
Did you? Okay.
I
Copying
did.
the moves.
Dude, my thing is how are you staying up to date and how are you evolving as a creator?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I do joke around. I'm like, I only watch Crypto Moose. That's how I get the content. But honestly, I watch you guys. I watch Crypto Crow. I just saw him speak. I think the big thing is like investing and testing things. So whether it be an NFT, not knowing how to set up a wallet, what are the issues that I can find? And those answers help other people. So really, like all the tutorials I do, all the content I make, it's really for me. And in essence, I can help other people. It's a document, right? So it's been cool. In now getting connected to everything, actually meeting people, I think it's going to be elevated. So
this is what it's all about. I tell people every time you have to show up to these events because you can meet people, you can meet creators, project founders, even just community supporters. Like it means a lot, you know. So I'm happy to be able to finally shake your hand, meet the booths in person, all
guys,
the way from
Fareed for president. Fareed for president. It may be Trump, maybe RFK. 2028, Fareed.
No, I appreciate it.
And you're gonna appoint Crypto Moose as your VP.
I got you. I got you. You've been with me since the very early beginning.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Josh will be in charge of the treasury.
Come on.
All Bitcoin.
You're sounding like Trump right now, man. Because he had actually made some comments about that, right?
He did,
about a Bitcoin treasury.
Really?
Surprisingly.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
Him and Elon or something.
I don't know if he mentioned Elon, but I know that the recent space that took off, and there was actually some speculation about Charles, Elon, and all of that.
I saw that photo.
Yes. What's crazy though is how much politics has now been a part of crypto. Like 2 years ago, no presidential candidate, or 4 years ago, would have ever mentioned crypto in a positive light. And now it seems like everybody's trying to win over the crypto community. And so I think like right now there's an opportunity as a creator, which obviously you've taken advantage of, as the bull market comes around and the elections get even closer in the U.S. I think we're really going to start to see a lot of people flourishing. But then I also think there's going to be some divide, right? Like politics is just a very touchy subject.
Yeah.
So like, where do you stand when it comes to any of that?
Well, I'm Canadian, so I may not have the best perspective, but I would say that I'm not sure. I've talked about on the channel before. Crypto, there will eventually be a crypto president, right? And we're seeing that. It hasn't happened yet, but within the next, 4 or 5 years, for sure it's going to happen. So, I mean, the point is that the idea of crypto, it's coming into fruition, and people are going to see it because a president, VP, they already own it. The next person that's going to be president, they probably already own crypto.
That's such a good point that you make.
And
my thing is especially after the recent events, take a look. I think it was maybe a year ago, FTX, or 2 years ago, FTX, banks collapsing, all of that other sort of stuff going on. People were frightened. And then you get like a complete 180 this year where we got companies buying Bitcoin, countries adopting Bitcoin. We've got the SEC stating crypto isn't, or certain types of cryptos aren't securities.
Yeah.
It's almost like a complete 180. So my thing is like, what if they were accumulating while they knew that like, hey, like we're gonna have all of these things happening?
They were.
It's kind of messed up.
Moose is going to call out BlackRock. It's true though. Look at all the companies that were bashing Bitcoin, and now they hold some of the most Bitcoin in the world. It's silly, but that's just the way it goes, right? So there's a lot of behind the scenes actions going on, but I don't know which crypto is going to be the winner per se, but the ones that are showing their faces, the ones like Cardano, the ones like Bitcoin, I think they're going to do well. They have to, because if you're building a blockchain today that's so transparent, it's growing, projects are building on top of it, and they're still here. Like, look at what's happening. So how many more things can you do on Cardano compared to 4 years ago? You did not have smart contracts before. You didn't have any good dexes. Now you can do multiple transactions at once. It's amazing to see what we're seeing. So
I think again, this is the very early stage of a huge trajectory, for lack of better terms, for where crypto is, and then creators as well. So that said, Moose, it is about time for lunch. I want to definitely get in there. Let's chat, catch up a little bit. But one, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, appreciate
Pleasure,
it.
And look forward to catching up with you at future Cardano and just blockchain events, man. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it very much.
Dude, Freed for president. Cheers.
Thank you. We've got Josh in support, and we've got Freedom Guy. Fareed Moose 2028. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been quite the run here. I'm going to go ahead and grab some lunch. I hope you guys found a little bit of today's live stream to be helpful. I'll be going live again tomorrow. Actually, probably live again later this evening. So if you guys are new to the channel and you guys appreciate content like this, trying to bring you guys high quality here from RareEvo in the moment. Typically, I record my content and I bring it out after the fact, but like this is sort of a new experience for me. So if you guys have enjoyed this, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. Make sure to share, comment, just engage. It really helps to make a difference here. But again, turn on those bell notifications. I'll be going live again later this evening, and then we'll go back again live tomorrow morning. We've actually got Rob and Josh here. Maybe they want to say a word as we get ready to head off here. I'm just about to sign off. He can hold it. He can hold the mic. Yeah, we'll keep this brief. He can hold the mic. All right, we've got Rob here.
Are we live?
Hello there.
Hello there.
How are you, man?
Good.
Good. I'm good. I mean, we've been going for a little bit over an hour now. I've had Nuvula, Josh, Crypto Moose, you name it. They've been by the booth. You're getting the finale here. give us some closing thoughts. You guys are just coming off of the stage. We've actually got a couple of members here also here. You guys want to wave at us? All right, I'm going to give them an opportunity there. There they are. All right. So how was everything on stage for you, man?
Look at this setup.
I was just telling the community.
Evolved.
I have to.
You have evolved.
I have to. Think about Cornucopias 2 years ago. Did you guys not evolve? It's the natural process of life, you know. So I'm trying to step up my game here, but tell us a little bit about Cornucopias. You guys just got off the stage. What's going on over there, Rob?
Yeah, so Josh has just been on stage with Star Atlas and Wagme Games, and you could tell there was there's a new contender in town. You could see those guys were they were sat up and they knew about us. So that was really interesting. There was a peacock moment up there as well. That was quite funny to watch. But yeah, this event is the third time that we're now here in Vegas. We've just unveiled Solace, 3 massive worlds, and everybody who comes up that they're amazed at the size of Solace, and it's beyond their expectations. It's just brilliant to see, get the feedback. Again, we've got kids that are coming up, families coming up with the children, putting in some really fast times in the racing. It's so exciting. So exciting.
I was just telling Josh, you smoked me at the consensus meet.
Oh.
I've been practicing a little bit, but I've got to make more time to get in there, play around, and really fine tune my skills.
Yeah.
Now, I know we're going to be shooting Kopi Cafe 100. You don't have to leak all the beans yet,
Yeah.
but I know that there are some new additions potentially to the team or around the team. Can you talk a little bit about that and maybe how that sort of shifts your strategy in terms of development?
I don't think it shifts our strategy. We are about to announce, like you say, we'll say some veteran people from the gaming industry are joining us, and already they've had a big impact and made us think about certain approaches and some of the strategy. Some areas we will speed up, some areas we will slow down, and it's really positive. I cannot wait to do that announcement.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for it too, and I appreciate you for showing me support as a content creator. We just had Crypto Moose. He's been doing a lot of great work for you guys. Josh from Lake Game Crypto, Scruffy, Kopi Board. We were actually just laughing about the fact that all the creators are basically now working with you guys.
They took them all.
But it's an opportunity.
But we
the community.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of our strengths, as building a company, is recognizing talent, and we think, I think we're pretty good at recognizing talent early. So you can go out and get really experienced people when you have the funds to do that. But when you're starting up a company and you've got limited funds, if you can recognize that maybe not necessarily the finished product, if you've got enough to work with and you've got the dedication and the passion, and I think I've got quite good at spotting that, and you can see it with the team, then get them on early and you save some money.
No, that's what it's all about. I mean, you have to get an outsider's perspective. I think that's what you guys are doing with that. So I know we've got the Kopi Cafe 100. I want to leave a little bit to the imagination. I want to thank you, Rob, for joining me here. I know you're tired. I'm definitely tired. I'm hungry. We've also got the other crew here, which we'll be including for the next Kopi Cafe. That said, parting words, parting thoughts as we get ready to close down the live stream here.
Are you going to grab Josh up as well?
You want to, Josh? You got some time?
Josh can have the final words.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
This is the first time that he's...
Jeff's taking my spot.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. This is the first time that he's ever... Yeah.
Please, Jeff, take a seat.
It'll be quick. It'll be quick. We promise.
Yeah, all right.
I
perfect.
just had a panic attack.
Yeah, no. Hold on, guys. This is a massive moment here because Jeff is always behind the scenes. Like, if you guys have ever been to a conference where Cornucopias has been at, this is the guy that literally puts everything together. So the fact that you're here, this is a little bit out of your comfort zone, but I appreciate that. How's everything going? How was the setup this time compared to consensus and everything else before? Like, give us just your thoughts about the event so far.
Actually, it's pretty easy actually. Last time our consensus, we thought it was going to be pretty quick, but it actually took all day. This one was a little bit better because we didn't have to build furniture, of course. But yeah, it's pretty seamless.
Okay, so what have you guys brought to this particular show that may be new or that might have changed between other shows and setups?
The new release that's coming out in a couple weeks,
Mm-hmm.
the Solace 1, 2, and 3, and it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Does that feature any new activities? Can you maybe break down what comes as a part of that? Because I know the last time we had Tobias on, there was a water leak. There was some upgrades from that perspective. Anything else you can highlight?
Well, there's the travel and like the subway-esque stuff. There's a map, and they have a land plot scanner on your wrist, so you can actually just go highlights what the land plots are, which then you can later claim. So that's pretty much giving people a month or so to go investigate the lands and stuff. And there's, a land plot surrounded by water on an island, and obviously that's going to be the one most people are going to want.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can just go discover all the plots and stuff, and then later, obviously you don't want to say any dates or anything, but yeah, later then you'll be able to claim or actually go and claim on the site. So
no, I'm excited for that, and I'll actually definitely be raising that with Rob and Josh when it comes to the land grab. A lot of people excited for that. The NFTs have been literally flying off the shelf. The file nodes are majority stake now. People are able to jump in, provide services, and also earn the Kopi token. That said, Jeff, you want to give us any closing thoughts about your experience here so far, about RareEvo or about Cornucopias?
not really. I mean, I've just been at the booth.
Working
anything.
extremely. I just want the community to know how hard you work. Like you don't get in front of the camera
Everybody
enough,
is
but
working
you
very
do
hard.
a lot of work. Thank you for that. Anyway, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I've been at the booth, and that's really all. But yeah, it's fun talking to people. Actually meeting new team members that we haven't in person, which is cool.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah, no, I want to thank you. We've been going for quite a bit here. Again, I know that you're sort of broken out of your shell here, jumping on. I didn't expect it.
I didn't either.
expect it, but you've done it.
Thanks for the encouragement, Josh.
No, thank you. That said, I think that's it. I'm going to go ahead and shut things down here and go ahead and grab some lunch. Thank you again,
Good
Jeff.
to see you as always.
Likewise. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that will do it here for today's live stream. Thank you all again. I'll be going live in a little bit, so if you guys want more of this, leave in the comments down below what projects you guys want me to bring on. And then also just engage, share this out. Make sure those notification bells are turned on. That way you guys can stay up to date as soon as I go live again. That said, and as always, I appreciate you all so much. And yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. Cheers, everybody. That'll do it for today's stream. Take care for now. Bye-bye.